Welcome to the Brawling Pit. We talk about all things casual and kitchen table magic like Brawl and EDH. You're listening to episode 49. I'm Johnathan Tang, and he is Jacob.
Ahoy.
So why did you come back to Ahoy?
What do you mean? I've always been on Ahoy, at least for like the last month now. Or more.
Well, you swapped a couple of times.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't think
you
I
went
did.
to Why Hello there, and then you went to...
No, but I think I've been Ahoy for the last few times now.
Yeah, you have, but...
Yeah.
Alright, well, Ahoy.
Yep,
How are you
Ahoy.
doing?
I'm alright, man. How are you?
Pretty good. I just came back from my playgroup. Had some
yeah?
fun playing Magic.
Okay.
There's some very interactive games.
Well,
Very
I can't tell
interactive
what you
games.
mean by interactive. Do you mean like actually interactive or like the quote-unquote interactive?
We played for about 4 hours.
Uh-huh. Now, when you say we, do you mean literally we or like, you know, with air quotes, we?
Well, there were 5 of us. And we sat there for 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
And there was a combo deck that
Played for 4 hours?
played for 4 hours. Because
Oh, okay. So it was we and the so there were quotes on both the we and the interactive part. I had to make sure.
I wanted to play a mono white meme deck, which means no counter spells, not a lot of protection from
Not
combos,
even Mana Tide?
really. No, why would you run Mana Tide in EDH? That's just bad.
It's a cannon spell, and you're in white.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I guess
That's
I can.
great.
There's some white counter target artifact enchantment spells out there, but I didn't run that.
Oh man. Anyways,
That experience inspired me to want to talk about today's topic, which is decks and other stuff that you shouldn't bring to your weekly night without consent. Pending topic.
what is that supposed to mean?
It means by the time you see this episode, the title of the episode may not be what I just said,
Oh.
but it's a general topic.
Oh, okay.
You know us, like we usually have like meme titles.
Yeah. Well, we got it, man. That's like our thing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I can't think of any other entity that gives as memey and creative titles as us. We are the #1 in our industry of magic content that has the best meme titles.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
that's our niche.
and I ain't throwing shade at any of the other guys. All right, they're all great guys. You know, they do great. They put a lot of hard work into it. But
But when it comes to memes,
yeah,
and
when it comes to
content-
memes and titles, I think they take themselves a little too seriously.
yeah, Pepega.
Yeah, Pepega.
So I want to have a preface. I want to say, generally, here at Brawling Pit, we believe everything is okay. All right, if you want to play a certain style of deck, do it. Anything is fine because everything
Everything is arbitrary. We've had this discussion before to some degree. So, on that same note, everything is also at the same time not okay.
Yeah.
But continue.
Well, yeah,
Continue.
everything within the rules of Magic, or rules of Magic, right? You can play a game of Magic however way you want.
At the end of
However-
the day, a game is just an activity that is mutually agreed upon by a certain number of parties.
Exactly. So time where it becomes not okay is when you bring a deck to a table and none of the other people knows what's coming.
So wait, so by your logic, does that mean like every tournament at like a Grand Prix or whatever, like that's not okay? Because like if your opponent doesn't know what's happening, then you know it's not okay, or what?
Well, in a competitive scenario, I think everything goes.
Uh huh.
Everything
Well-
goes in a competitive scenario because competitive is different from game night. Your playgroup can be extremely competitive. In that case, the same argument with competitive applies to your playgroup. However, if your playgroup is actually less than competitive at the around casual level, which means the decks are not 100% tuned, either decks that are like applying the 75% rule or around the 75%. Those kind of decks, if you bring 100% deck to those playgroups, well, yeah, they might be able to stand a chance by completely locking you out, but it's not fun for anyone. It might be fun for you because you're having omega lows when you're watching the rest of the table to try to beat you playing arch enemy.
And you know, the argument I just gave was somewhat rhetorical, but I think the big answer to that argument though is actually, you know, in a competitive environment, you know, when you're signing up, you're agreeing upon the rules that, you know, anybody can play anything within that format.
Yeah.
That's like the big meme here. But like, when you're in a casual playgroup, it's not it's not a competitive. It's not necessarily competitive. So, you're not necessarily signing up to play against everything that you don't know about.
Right. So
yeah, I don't know.
time, I believe, is the most valuable resources we have. More than money, more than anything. Because when you lose time, you literally cannot get it back. There's no way for you to get your time back.
That we know currently.
Yeah.
I say that caveat because like maybe someday, like in 1,000 years from now, there'll be like some crazy technology that we cannot literally comprehend right now under our current understanding of physics and how time works.
Maybe.
So, but hey, we're just covering my bases. That's all. Just So but as of now, I mean, you can't get back time for now. Now.
So on top of thanking you for investing your time and listening to our episode, I also want to say that some decks doesn't respect your friend's time, and we're gonna talk about some of those.
What kind of deck?
Well, the first kind of decks are combos that takes forever. Don't get me wrong, combos are really fun, right? Combos are absolutely amazing. I love playing combo.
Yeah, and like what kind of combos are we talking about? Because what if it's just like, like Gray Merchant and Pack Rat? That's a combo.
Oh, that is combo, and that kind of combo ends the game immediately. Right?
Yeah.
A snap, and then it's over. The combos that are problematic and may rub some people the wrong way are the combos that takes 20 minutes to set up because you have so many interactions on the board. You're tapping this and tapping this and then fetching this thing from your graveyard, and then that thing will fetch a thing from your library, and then you keep flipping these switches on the board and within your library, within your graveyard, and then you get an extra turn spell from your deck and you cast it and then you do it again. That's the kind of combo that's problematic because let's say your combo takes 30 minutes.
Well, I'd like to offer a clarification on your point.
Okay.
So, it's the type of combo that is like the Four Horsemen deck. It's not like something that's guaranteed. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna do this sequences of actions, right? Does anybody have a counter along the way, or can we just like skip this? Because if you can like describe what you're going to do, and it's not relying on like drawing a card in the next turn or something,
Yeah.
Like the whole Abzan Company deck, right? You can just say, I'm gonna sack Kitchen Finks and gain 1,000,000 life. You don't literally have to move it back and forth. Like, that's not dependent on any randomness once you have the combo set up. But for like the Four Horsemen deck, you had to ping, and then it's like, oh, where's the ping land? Oh, no, But and so what you're saying is like, it's not necessarily that the combo is long-winded. It's more like there's a lot of random steps in between each combo, so you can't just expedite the process like you can with like Kitchen Finks.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If you know the result is 100% you win, tell the people at your table that, hey, the game is going to be over. Would you like me to play that out? I'm okay with that kind of question. Sometimes I want you to play it out because I don't want you to play that again. But sometimes I will let you play it out. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I don't want to waste anyone's time. Let's shuffle up and play a new game. That's fine. But if you, after shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, you spend 30 minutes and then you don't win. Let's say 4 people are playing the game. If you spend 30 minutes on your turn and not win the game, that means collectively among the 3 other people, you have wasted 90 minutes of their time because in those 30 minutes each, none of them are doing anything else. They could literally be doing anything else rather than sitting there and playing a game of Magic with you.
Well, they're not really playing. They're just watching someone else play.
Exactly. It's like Twitch without chat.
And, chat is like, okay, this is going to be up to debate for some people, but Twitch chat is like, for the people that actually like Twitch, okay, I'm going to preface it with that. For the people that actually like and use Twitch on a regular basis, chat is like maybe at least half the experience. At least. For some people, it's more than half.
Yeah.
So, if you're not the person to watch Twitch, then watching someone else play isn't that interesting to you. And if you are the person to watch Twitch, and you don't have chat, so you're missing half the experience already, at least.
Yeah.
So it's not a good situation to be in if you can, do something about it.
No, it's definitely not.
So, another thing to compare to is League of Legends, right? And so this is a complaint that a lot of people have had with League of Legends. Don't get me wrong, League of Legends is a great game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. But the thing with League of Legends is the games are like 30 to 40 minutes long. Now that's not bad. It's not like, oh, I can't play a game for 30 minutes. I have ADHD and I can't focus on anything for like 2 seconds. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like the thing with League is that you are stuck in that game for the whole time. If you're losing, like if your team feeds first blood and your team doesn't want to surrender, you have to leave and take on a punishment, or you're stuck just like playing out a lost game. And it's not like in single player games where you can just like quit. It's like, oh, I'm game's over. Like maybe not literally over, but like the game's over. I'm done. So it's kind of similar to our combo situation where it's like, well, pretty sure this game's lost, but like there's a chance that he doesn't have it, or there's a chance he fizzles, but
Right.
like he probably won't, so you don't scoop.
Yeah.
But like but either way, you kind of just have like this stuck feeling where you're like, I kind of want to leave, but I don't want to leave. And also there's the societal repercussions, right? Like if you leave in the middle while someone's going off, like what does that say to your group mate? It's like, oh, this guy just like quits whenever he's losing,
Exactly.
So it's like, it's not a good situation to be in.
Exactly. So the kind of combos that you can't guarantee 100% win, don't bring those unless your playgroup's okay with that.
Thankfully, as I mentioned before, I was very lucky to have a good group, in my opinion. When I say good group, my group was very spiky. So, like, anything and everything was okay. Just, like, bring whatever. And, like, it was... Since we were all also tournament grinders, and we were all trying to win. So, like, just bring the spikiest thing you want. And, if you brought a brew, it was understood that if you don't win, it's your fault because everybody else is playing an optimized deck, And that was okay. Everybody was okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what's important. Is everybody okay with this? Or at least, to some degree.
Yeah. Alright, so the second type of deck that you might want to rethink about bringing to a playgroup, and I'm guilty of having one of these decks, is
You're
Winter
guilty?
Orb effects. Yeah, I'm guilty.
Guilty.
Stasis effects, Winter Orbs, or specific hate decks, meaning, for example, Blue Elemental Blast or Red Elemental Blast would be like specific hates, where you're hating out that one person. Destroy all islands is a hate card. So your friends are here to play Magic, right? They come to the playgroup, they come to a game night to sit down and play Magic. Let's say you have your friend who's playing a mono blue deck because he really likes Talrand, and you hating his control deck so much, you really don't like his control deck, right? And you're like, I don't want him to play that deck again. So you play Brawling Seas, which is 3 and a red for a sorcery that says destroy all islands. Let's put yourself...
Pretty good. I'd play it.
Put yourself in your friend's shoes.
I mean, that's just like a big middle finger, let's be honest here.
Yeah. You're literally telling your friend, hey, I'm not letting you play Magic. That's just a little bit out there, If your friend is okay with it, I keep saying this, but if your friend is okay with it,
yes,
go
everything we're about to say is that, caveat, if they're okay with it, it's fine. That everything we're about to say.
A lot of people are not okay with people just flipping them out of nowhere. Brawling Seas is flipping out the blue player.
I love Boiling Seas. It's such a good card.
It's alright. So, those kind of hates, like I said, if people are okay with it, go for it. But it's wasting people's time. Dude, I love Infect.
I do too. But I like Infect in Modern.
I'm also guilty of having one Infect commander deck. I mean,
would it
here's
be
the thing,
wrong to call you a hypocrite because you're 2 for 3 on these decks that you're saying we shouldn't bring?
If my playgroup is okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Alright.
But here's the thing. I have a justification with Infect. I can end the game really quickly, alright? So, since I can end the game so quickly, we can shuffle up and play a new game again. But I understand, alright? I understand that some people they don't like Infect because it ends the... Some people don't like Infect because it ends it too quickly.
Yeah, they just shuffle up for nothing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like they don't have a deck fast enough to stop you, so they don't even get to blow up. a lot of people enjoy the process a lot more than the destination. You know what I'm saying?
And I would agree that they're probably the better people to play with.
Yeah,
but,
they like the journey. They like to build up. They like to have table talks and just have fun with their friends.
Yeah.
And yes, sometimes Infect deck is there to I want to be able to run over everyone. If everyone on the table I know are playing control decks, I want a deck to be able to tell the playgroup, hey, you can't have all slow decks. Let's speed up a little bit. Let's speed up the meta a little bit. And that's why my Infect deck is in my collection, is because I need at least one deck that's fast enough to tell them, hey, you cannot bring your turn 15 decks.
Yep. And the weird thing with, as we said, like some people like the journey, just my 2 cents, those people are more fun to play with. Because if you put 2 results-oriented people against each other, or I say results-oriented, but I mean like, if you put 2 people whose sole goal is to win, and they don't care about the journey whatsoever, then Magic becomes a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
But if you have like process, or if you have like journey-oriented and journey-oriented playing together, it's like, it's so much better of an experience, because like, yes, the result still matters probably to at least one of them, but like, one guy can win, and the other guy can be like, well, I had a really good game, and so he's also happy, and now it's not zero sum anymore.
Right. Yeah. Everyone on the table is happy. Winning doesn't matter.
Little tangent there, but I think that's an important one.
Yeah, I think it is too. What's the next kind of deck that people don't really like to play against?
What do you think about mass land destruction?
I think it's they have a place in decks, because there are some decks that...
Wait, hold on. Have you done this before? We need to check. This is the hypocrisy test. Have you brought any kind of mass land destruction before to the table?
Yes.
Wow! You're ranting against everything that you are.
I do have Armageddon in my white decks, and for
wow.
a very good reason, because there are some decks out there that exploits the fact that no one plays mass land destruction, so they cheat out all their lands.
Wow.
Right? So you need a balancing force. It's all about balancing.
Wow.
It is all about balancing.
Wow. So wait, what if, by that logic, what if, because less than 50% of the English player base plays these decks, does that mean it's now okay to promote play of these decks until we hit a 50-50 balance?
I would say if the let's say in a 4-player playgroup.
Don't answer that. I don't want to give anybody any ideas.
All right, fine. No, I have to answer that. It's a good question. I think as long as the win rate is about 25% per deck in a 4-player playgroup, then it's balanced, right?
Wow.
Because you're expected to win 25% of the time.
Nuclear take of the day.
But mass land destructions, I think it's okay, but I know some people really, really hate mass LD.
Well, why do you think they hate it?
Well, it's a similar feeling with Stasis or Winter Orbs, but I feel like they hate it because, well, they have built up the resources this whole time, and then you take it away from them. They have to build it up again from the ground up.
That's really similar. Actually, I think this is exactly the same as loss aversion in psychology. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
It is exactly right. People are much happier never having something than to have something once and then you take it all away from them. They lose it later. Right, it sucks.
And that's so crazy, right? Like, let's say you have someone that's incredibly poor their entire lives, like literally living on the streets, just literally scraping by just to live, right? And then you give them 1 year of like a bountiful life where they live in a mansion, all their needs are taken care of. They have maids, whatever, you name it, right? And then you take it away after that year.
Yeah,
and they'll be miserable. They'll be
the worst.
It's so crazy how that works.
Yeah, because they have had something, and then they lost it all. Loss aversion is an actual thing. You should look it up if you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's crazy how that works. The human mind is fascinating, guys.
So yeah, I think this is the difference with mass LD versus Stasis. Stasis doesn't hit the lost aversion thing, right? Because you've never had something if you're playing against a stasis deck. You never got to play Magic that game anyways. But in Mass LD, you spend all your time building up your land base. Turn after turn, you draw land, you drop it. And you're at a point where you have no lands in hand. You have a lot of creatures in hand that you can play. You have a lot of spells in hand that you can play. You're looking forward to playing your Avacyn next turn, so all your permanents are indestructible. And then, before you do that, Armageddon.
You know, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I hope you're ready for this.
What is the unpopular opinion?
I like playing against Armageddon land destruction decks.
Would you like me to refer you to a psychiatrist?
No, I do. And the reason why is I like the early game. And you know, when you hit the reset button, because that's what it is, you know, everybody's back to square one.
Well, not everybody.
Not everyone is back to square one. And I definitely won't say it's fair because everybody loses the land. That's also not what I'm about to assert. But it's like now everybody's back to a low mana situation. Typically.
Well, here's the thing. When I play Mass LD,
you play Armageddon. Yeah. I know.
Like when I have Armageddon, when I have Upheaval, I have rocks on the battlefield, you know?
And you know, I like those situations. I like them. I may be a masochist.
You like to rebuild with everyone else, except the person who screws up your plan. By the way, guys, Upheaval is banned in Commander, so don't play it.
Petition to unban Upheaval. Let's go. What about things that may not be as obvious, but you should still check in on? What other things could we think about?
So one feedback that I hear a lot from some of my friends is they hate counter spells. And I never understand why. I feel like counter spell is a much harder removal than, say, Doomblade to play. And that might sound stupid, right? Because let's say like any removal, right? Any removal, they just get rid of something on the board. But counter spell, you have to interact with the stack, which means you don't get to see if the thing you're countering is coming at you, right?
That's true. Yeah, and also I feel like the difference is there's a material difference in the game too. Where like if they have a removal spell versus a counter spell, at least what you had got to enter the battlefield, so you got any effects from that.
Right. Sure. I'm okay with the argument, but like when you're let's say they're not playing let's say it's not an ETB creature, right? Let's say it's a creature that generates value over time.
Yeah.
Then a counter spell and a murder should be the same, right?
Yeah.
It should be the same.
It should be. In theory,
but
it should be, yeah.
In terms of the person who is playing the removal, counter spell is just much harder to use because if that thing is not a threat to you, if it's gonna swing at someone else, then you wouldn't want to counter it, but you wouldn't know. You would remove it the moment it swings at you. You would remove it, right?
Right.
But
right,
you can't say, oh, I'm going to counter 2 turns ago, right? That's not a thing. So, but some people don't like it.
You know, maybe with Magic the Gathering Arena coming out, maybe now time rewind effects may be a thing. I'm serious. No, it could be, right? Like, what if you had this mechanic like go back 2 turns?
Oh my gosh.
No. I mean, it's hard to do that in paper Magic because that means you have to remember the game, say every single turn.
Oh
but
my
I mean,
gosh.
a computer can do that easily.
Yeah, that's a mechanic in Hearthstone, right? When you play Toki and
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I forgot the name of that dungeon run thing. Is that a dungeon run? No, Witch Hunt. Yeah, Witch Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Some people don't like counter spells. So one recommendation is ask your playgroup, hey, how many counter spells is okay? That's
I have a friend of mine that and this is arbitrary once again. I feel like I use that word a lot, but I don't know how else to describe this. Their playgroup says no more than 2 counter spells to your deck. And also this is really semantic, but I like it. And you know, maybe your group will have to get semantic, maybe not. But they define counterspell as anything with the text counter target spell on it. So they got real specific about it, and I appreciate that actually.
So what if my card has the word counter, has the word target and has the word spell, but they're not in that sequence.
I think it has to be in that sequence.
I see. So counter target creature spells. Okay, it's not counter spell.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's. I don't know the exact rules of it, but I remember they said they got real semantic of it. So I'm like, I think that's what they had to do.
Okay, so whenever a spell targets this creature, get a +1/+1 counter. Is that a counter spell?
I think you know what? I think it might be Pega. But yeah, I appreciate how specific they got about it, and sometimes you do need to get that specific about it. And it might seem really petty. I think to most people it would seem really petty, but like, you know, it's so hard to understand exactly what another person means though, unless you get as specific as you can.
Yeah. So yep, I will not bring my Howran deck to your friends' play.
I would. They deserve it. Nuclear take of the day. Okay. I don't know. Besides that, it's like I can't think of anything else that's like, you know, really obvious of like decks you really shouldn't take.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I got one. Deliberately just pillow fort deck. I hate those.
What do you mean deliberately?
So they literally just do nothing but pillow fort.
So like Death and Texas? Or my group hug deck?
No, not even group hug. They had no win condition.
Oh, the win condition's mill.
Yeah, don't play any draw spells and drop your cards in your opponent. Yeah, that's the win condition.
Yeah. I
hate those decks.
I mean, my group hug deck is very pull 40. Because not only I have cards that actually says you pay extra to attack me, it also incentivizes you to not attack me. So it's extremely pull 40.
Which you can find
the win con,
at episode 35.
You can definitely listen to that episode. It's a good episode. We talked about how to win a game by playing a group hug deck after taking control of all your opponent's permanents. That sounds like a deck that we should include in this list.
Yeah, don't bring that deck, guy. No, you get a pass. You get a personal pass from us. You're allowed to bring that around the holidays.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright. So I remember like just a couple minutes ago I said if it's as long as it's around 25%, it's fine. It's still 100% win rate.
Oh man. I'm never letting you in my playground, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh. But like even when they know it's coming, it's still 100% win rate. Because they just don't want to attack me. But anyways.
Oh, you know what else? Here's something that you shouldn't bring either. Pizza.
Oh yeah, no. Especially when you don't sleeve your decks. Pizza is terrible.
Even if you sleeve the deck, don't touch my cards if you're gonna eat pizza. Just don't bring pizza.
Serious? Yeah, I'm playing with Eclipse sleeves. Attracts grease really easily. You should wash your hands before you touch my cards.
Yes.
Alright.
Dude, I have hand sanitizer. Oh, wait, next episode, we're gonna milk this topic for all it's worth. Next episode, things you should bring to you.
Wow. Another thing I can think of is uncovered beverage.
Uncovered stuff. I hate that. Uncovered drinks are the worst.
Yeah, I lost so many cards yesterday because of a spill into my bulk box. I lost a whole row of like about 1,000 bulk commons and uncommons.
And here's a good tip, by the way. This is a personal tip. Personal tip from Jacob, by the way. If you have to have something uncovered, like if it's a can, put it on the floor.
Yeah, put it on the floor. And don't ever put cards on the floor. Don't do it. Yeah, I think that's about all the things that we can think of that we shouldn't bring.
I mean, I think it's fairly comprehensive, but it's definitely not everything.
Yeah, unless your playgroup is okay with it, don't bring any of those things.
So, I think that's a pretty comprehensive list, but it's not quite everything. I don't know. That'd be a tough one. Like, how could we build a comprehensive list? Let's build a comprehensive list of everything that you shouldn't bring to your playgroup. Magic related stuff, guys. Magic related. Send it in. Let's do it. We want to hear the funniest thing. The funniest thing that you can think of that you
Absolutely
shouldn't bring
funniest.
to your Magic group. And I know I just said Magic Relate. It doesn't necessarily have to be Magic Relate because we're gonna get the funniest responses if we don't.
Yeah. So let us know in our social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Brawling Pit. You can find us on Reddit at r/Brawling Pit. Email us at brawlingpitmtg@gmail.com, or you can visit our official website, brawlingpit.com. As always, I've been Johnathan, and he has been Jacob. See you guys next time. Thanks for investing your time in listening to our episode.
So I had a couple ideas for some really cool cards that I wanted your opinion on.
So you're telling our the Wizards employee who is listening to our podcast right now to stop listening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So for that one person out there that spends 8 hours a day listening to bad content, you should press stop right now.
Or they could also just keep listening, and I'm not gonna care.
Sure.
So what do you think about this card? All right. This is a fictitious card, by the way. 2 in a blue. Instant. You follow me so far?
I follow you so far. It's 2 in a blue instant.
Okay. Scry 1. Draw 1 card. Scry 1. Draw 1 card.
Huh. So it's 2 ops for 3 mana.
Yeah.
I think that's overpowered.
Okay, what about 4 mana then? Because typically the vanilla rate is 4 mana for draw 2 and instant speed. So what about 4 mana, scry 1, draw 1, scry 1, draw 1?
Well, so let me compare this card you have to a card that to a real card that we know. Read the bonuses. 2 and a black for a sorcery that says scry 2, then draw 2 cards, and you lose 2 life. The only difference is this is sorcery speed, and you lose 2 life.
I mean, so for competitive formats, the 2 life is pretty negligible.
Right.
But
you're putting it at instant speed at 3 mana. That's freaking busted.
But the scry 2 versus scrying 1 twice is a big deal too.
It is. Yes, you're right. Well, you're still thinking 4 deep, but you're the sequencing of the way you dig is different, right?
Yeah, and I think on average you won't get as deep as with a card like Read the Bones.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think at 4 mana this card? Do you think it would see play in standard?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think it'd be overpowered though?
Yes.
Really? You think even at 4 mana you think it'd be overpowered?
Because it's in blue, and Nix's Reclamation is a deck. So you're leaving your mana up anyways.
What if we made it at Cryptic Command mana? So 1 blue, blue, blue.
Still pretty good. There's 3 in a blue, draw 2 right now in instant speed and standard, and that's powerful.
And
right?
But Cryptic Command's mana is pretty tough even in modern. So in standard with no fetch lands, I feel like that would push the average turn that it could be cast probably to 4.5 or 5.
Here's the thing. What in our mana base? I mean, I know that Cryptic Command is hard in modern. When you're seeing Goblin Chain Roller and black red decks, and that deck is pushing towards tier 1, like there's an article that says if it looks like it's hard to cast, it's really not. I think that is an example. Cryptic Command is not that hard to cast.
No, it's not that hard, but the idea of the restricted mana cost is to make it so that it's not always castable on turn 4. Maybe it's turn 5.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's the idea is you want to make what if it was like this? What if it was 3 in a blue, instant speed? Same thing, but it also has the other restriction. Only cast a spell if you have 5 or more lands. So now instead of a mana cost, we're artificially requiring it to be basically turn 5 or you're in ramp.
Yeah, then I would think that this card is a little bit more balanced.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I was trying to like think of like, well, would this be a good card? Like, not just like a playable card, like a good card, but without making it like OP.
Okay.
So,
I think it'll be an okay card. Yeah, I would not play in. I would not draft that in limited. If I see that card in limited, I would not pick it.
no, I don't think I drafted unlimited, but like I think in standard it'd be good.
It might be, yeah.
Okay, and then here's the other idea that I had:
Okay.
single blue
Okay.
or single green, one of the two.
Sure.
Target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. Draw a card, and then it has like the pack requirement. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you have to pay another mana, like probably green or blue. Otherwise, you lose the game.
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You think it's bad?
I would just play dive down.
No, but it draws you a card.
Yeah. But you also lose a mana next turn. I don't like overload.
Yeah, but like it. So if it was, think about it like this: if it was just one mana and it didn't have the upkeep cost, in fact, we'd be playing it as a 4-up.
Yes. Totally.
But like if you make it 2 mana in modern and legacy, now it's just like unplayable.
Yeah.
So like the overload kind of effect was to like balance it.
Yeah, it's also unplayable in standard because no one would play. Everyone
Oh
would
yeah,
just
I don't
play
think
dive down.
I don't think anybody would play in standard. Like, but like for modern and legacy.
Yeah, I don't think people would play that in modern and legacy either. They'll just play dive down.
No, but it draws you a card. That's so important.
Yeah, in modern legacy, they already have vision set up, so they don't care about losing that one card.
Interesting.
Yeah, they have ancestral vision set up, right? Turn 1 blue, ancestral vision, and you wait 3 turns, draw 3.
But we do agree that it would be overpowered in just 1 mana.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
it would
okay.
Be. It would be.
How would you balance it? So, because
one in a blue, one in a blue,
one in a blue.
Instant.
But we just said for the eternal formats, it's like not playable at 2 mana.
Yeah, but it will be balanced.
Yeah, but like, all right, sorry, balanced and played.
Balanced and played.
Yes. So how would you balance this card such that it sees play, but it's not overpowered?
So this is a keyword they don't really use anymore. But I think blue or green instant target creature gains protection from everything. That would make it balanced because now it drops off everything. All the enchantments.
Wait, say that again?
Target creature gains protection from everything. So, well, that would be bad too because now it can be blocked.
Then you can't pump it. So like the text has to say hexproof, draw a card, but then you could add other restrictions to it.
Okay, you want me to add a restriction?
Or just to balance it, but also make it playable in Legacy and Modern. Like, how could we do that?
You want me, who's not a professional designer, to
just take a stab at it.
Balance it.
Yeah, just take a stab at it.
This won't be a blue or green effect anymore, but you lose 3 life.
3 life? Actually, I like that. That's a good thing. I mean, maybe the number might change. Maybe it's 5 life. But I think that's good. I think you're on something with that.
Yeah, I think that would make it more of a block effect though. So, yeah.
Right, because now you can't just like, jam it in like every single like matchup and be like, oh, I got burned, so I guess I'm not playing this card. Yeah, I like it. I like it actually.
Yeah.
So alternatively, for those that have made it this far, let us know how you would balance this card because it has built of a stunt.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for the Wizard employee that if you are this far, just keep it a secret to your employer. I do not want you to get fired.